Hey, what is up heroes, and welcome to my top 5 games of 2015. This was not an easy list to make because there was so many great games out this year. However, out of all the games I have played, I believe I've chosen the best of the best. I just want to say before we get into this list, every single game on this list and considered for this list are games I have played. There are no games on this list that I haven't played. So there might be some games you think are deserving of this list. Chances are I haven't played it, so make sure you leave a comment down below telling me what your top 5 games of 2015 are, and maybe I can find a new game to play, pick it up and have a good time. So with that said, let's get into this list. At number 5, I have Rocket League. When this game became free on PlayStation Plus, I did not pay attention to it at all. My friends were saying you need to download this game, it's amazing. I was thinking football game with cars, yeah, I don't think so, that game's gonna be trash. But after finally giving in and giving it a go, I was so dumb. This game was so fun. I've had probably the most fun in gaming I've had in so many years playing this. It's the first time in a long time where I'd play games and I'd lose, but I would still just have so much fun. I would not care that I'm losing. The amount of times me and my friends would play and would try to steal each other's goals or just end up scoring own goals, it's hilarious. There's been times where the ball was 100% going to roll into the opponent's goal, but one of my teammates or I would just come and try and steal the goal and just end up knocking it away from the opponent's goal and end up just messing the whole thing up. We probably spent more time screaming at each other than actually playing the game. I had such a fun time playing this game this year. The idea of this game is so dumb, cars and football, but somehow it just works and it is a super fun game. If you're looking for a really cheap fun game to play, I highly recommend picking this up. However, I will say I had much more fun playing this with friends than I did solo. So if you've got a bunch of friends, this is definitely a great game to pick up and play with them. At number 4, I have Splatoon. Splatoon is such a unique and fun game, it caught me by surprise. Granted, I don't play it as much as I do anymore. I wish I had more time, but I don't. But when I did play it, I played it quite a lot and I had so much fun with it. The online is fantastic. However, I felt for a primarily online game, it was lacking a few things like game modes and a few basic online features. And I did not like that 4-hour map rotation thing. I don't know if that's still in the game, but I did not like that at all. But apart from that, this game is fantastic. Visually looks stunning. Gameplay and controls feel smooth and fluid. Not a lot of people like the gyro controls, but I had absolutely no problem with them at all. Quite frankly, I liked them. I thought that was actually pretty fun. And if you've seen any of my gameplay, you'll know I'm actually pretty good with the gyro controls. My first time playing the game with the beta, when it had the hour time slots, I was absolutely destroying. There was times where I had a whole hour stream, because that's how long the beta was, did not lose a single game, and I was going like 16 kills, 0 deaths. I was destroying, but bragging aside, this game feels very competitive, whilst keeping that fun factor. Splatoon also has a single player, which is very short, but that's not the main focus of the game, so I guess that's understandable, but the single player is really good. The levels were really unique. You had like 5 stages, and each stage would kind of consist of about 6-7 levels. We had a level we had to just get to the end of the level, we had to fight some enemies, like an arena battle like online. It was really good practice to play just before you go online to get that feel for the game. The boss battles were really unique and really fun to do, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but the last boss, oh my god, everything about that level and that boss battle was fantastic. That boss battle was easily my favourite boss battle of 2015. I know the focus was online, but the single player was just really good, and I would recommend this game to anyone. It is definitely a system seller. If you have a Wii U, you need to have this game. If you think about getting a Wii U, you need to pick up this game. If you don't have a Wii U, buy a Wii U and get this game. Number 3, I have Metal Gear Solid 5. Kojima did an absolutely fantastic job with this game. Visually stunning, a great story. I can't really say a single bad thing about this game, apart from the online. I kind of had problems with that, but to be honest, I bought Metal Gear Solid just for the story. I didn't even care about the online. If you know anything about me, you'll know stealth games are my weakness. I absolutely suck at stealth games, but I just enjoy playing them so much. I like trying to be stealthy, but I always end up going guns blazing. So I can't really sell this game to you guys, but I'm going to let my friend take over, who's played so many hours of this game, and he can confirm with me that this game definitely deserves a spot on this top 5.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is worthy of the number 3 spot on this list because it's Kojima's swan song to the series, and it really expands upon the ideas he had in previous Metal Gear games, such as Peace Walker, with the mother base management and the side ops missions. While the story does wrap up and tries to connect all the plot points of previous games together, the story might be the weakest part of the game, for it feels like it got cut off a bit, and there was more to be told of the story, but I won't get into that. But the addictive mother base building and the fun side ops missions, with the improved combat system and the open world missions, more than make up for the shortcomings of the story. And as the final entry in the Metal Gear Solid franchise, it is one of the best Kojima has put out, and that's why it's worthy of number 3.
Thank you, Panda. Make sure you go check out Panda's channel. His link will be in the description below. And let's get on to number 2. At number 2, I have Rise of the Tomb Raider. Out of all the games I played at Eurogamer Expo, Rise of the Tomb Raider was my favourite, and going into this game I had super high expectations, and it did not disappoint. The first Tomb Raider reboot was great, and the sequel just improves on it so much. Like, if you like the first one, you are going to absolutely love the second one. The puzzles are really challenging, but are super fun at the same time. The areas you explore are absolutely gorgeous, and the villains, I don't want to spoil anything, but the villains are pretty awesome. The game has added these little side quests which add to the length of the game and has me exploring much of the world which I wouldn't before, and receiving some great items in exchange. I didn't think it would be possible because I used to love Tomb Raider games and Uncharted came along, and Uncharted just absolutely destroyed Tomb Raider, but with this new Tomb Raider I have to say it is definitely giving Uncharted a run for its money, and Uncharted 4 better watch out because Rise of the Tomb Raider is definitely a strong game. If you have an Xbox One, I highly recommend picking this up. If you want to play it on PC, I believe it comes out in March, and then PlayStation I believe it comes out in November. So try and make sure you pick this game up because I definitely recommend it, it's so good. And my 2015 Game of the Year goes to Tales from the Borderlands. This game is one of, if not the funniest games I've ever played. I've always loved the Borderlands series, and Tales from the Borderlands has added so much to the franchise. It is now my favourite Borderlands game, favourite Telltale game, and easily in my top 10 games of all time. This is one of the most well-written games I've ever played. It makes sense as it's story-driven, but the dialogue in this game is absolutely perfect. Had me in tears 90% of the time. This is kind of a spoiler of episode 1, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just going to skip ahead. I'll put spoiler on screen now so you can see that. So, okay, spoiler. At the end of episode 1, Handsome Jack comes back. I'm not going to say how, but he just adds so much to the overall entertainment. It gets 100 times more awesome when he comes. He easily made this game from, I really like this game, to, oh my god, this game is absolutely fantastic. Handsome Jack is my favourite villain of all time and easily one of the greatest characters in video game history. And speaking of characters, you have the main characters, Reese and Fiona. These two are absolutely fantastic. They're going to get along, but they don't get along at the same time. Just going to add to the overall entertainment. Also, the main character is voiced by Troy Baker, my favourite voice actor, so he did a super good job. I can't recommend this game enough to anyone. If you haven't played Borderlands, you can still play this game. It's absolutely fantastic. It's on so many different platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, iPhone. It is just on everything. So there's no reason not to give this game a go. So that is my top 5 games of 2015. Let me know what your top 5 games are, and I'll see you in 2016. Have a great day. Peace.